Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to another European charging installation tour, and welcome to just outside of Nürnberg, north of Munich. We are at the Audi Charging Hub. This is really a pilot, a test by Audi as a showcase as to what they want their customers' charging experience to be like. Today I'm going to take you on a full tour of the Audi Charging Hub. I'm going to give you some facts, such as that it's got about 2.5 megawatt hours worth of used batteries as storage buffer. It's really cool. I'm going to tell you everything I know, and then I hope you'll give us some feedback in the comments as to what you think. So let me show you around the Audi Charging Hub here just outside of Munich. So just outside of Munich, I guess we could say maybe 1 hour outside of Munich, depending on traffic, of course. But this is an Audi Charging Hub, and it's really a showcase, I would say, as to what Audi wants their customers to experience. Now, to be totally transparent, I just drove up here as a normal customer. I have a Taycan charging on the other side. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I just read an article online, was like, oh, I got to go check this place out. So here I am. And it's kind of in a weird spot. It's not off of a major highway, but it is on a direct line into the downtown area here in Nürnberg. But it's not like the most heavily trafficked area. We are not too far away from Ingolstadt, which is Audi's headquarters, of course. So it seems like a cool place where they could bring colleagues, visitors, different people to come take a look at this. And I'm going to take you on a full tour of the lounge inside, because it is pretty cool in there. And just like this, even getting up there, there's so many cool little things here. But I'm going to take you just on a quick little outside tour first. And the first thing that I noticed pulling in here, I was like, what the heck are these little things right here? And these are actually little solar powered, I guess, blocks that you can reserve a charging spot using, I assume, the My Audi app. Now, I own an e-tron, and I guess I could pull up the Audi app and see if this works. Maybe I'll do that before I leave and see if I can reserve one of these. I've never tried reserving a charger. I don't even know what I think about it, but let's go just quick tour. I'm noticing that I'm seeing the hardwares looking very Alpitronics to me, these hyperchargers. Yep, and I believe they are in here, but I've never seen them in this type of configuration or shape. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that before I trip over everything right here. These chargers are also in a pair, and they're sort of in these individual cubes. So if Audi decides to build out, more charging hubs like this, they can very quickly just send and deploy these cubes to come out to market. They come with one 320 kilowatt Alpitronics hypercharger inside. When you plug one car in, it can get all the juice. When you plug two cars in, it force splits down to 160 kilowatts each. And then I think as one car starts to derate, it will actually send the extra power over to the other car. I think it does this in 30 or 50 kilowatt bricks. I can't remember exactly which, but someone will comment with the exact information. And just in case you wanted to see some of this stuff right over here, yep, the power cube is assembled by this company, but again, they're using Alpitronics hardware. And here you go. That's all the nerdy details for you guys. Take a screenshot if you'd like. Pretty cool stuff. We have a really nice RS e-tron GT right here next to a Q4. Everyone's asking what's going on with the Q4 in the US. Well, coming soon. I just saw some photos of a little press activity happening in California, so I'm hoping we'll start to see these hit the streets in America soon. I've already made an initial first review of this car and this car, both of which are previous videos on this channel. So in total, there's 2, 4, 6 charging points, all undercover where you don't get wet, which is really cool. I think step one, that is so neat. You can see this is my Taycan Turbo Sport Turismo. I raised it up all the way to clear this thing because I had it in slammed suspension. I thought, oh, maybe I would scrape. So I raised it up all the way, and it certainly is not scraping right now. And so someone's ripping it back there. And so essentially charging up here on this unit, I pulled in, plugged in, charged, and it started immediately. I didn't really have to do anything at all. And so I can come over here to the charger. These essentially are the Alpitronics hyperchargers, the 300 kilowatt versions, I think, maybe 320 kilowatts. And then, basically 2 different handles, but they're not in their typical design language. So I'll insert a picture of basically the units. I'm already at 99%. Wow, this thing charges so fast. Yeah, doing 13 kilowatts. I guess we'll just full charge it because I'm going to rip it on the Autobahn at 270 kilometers to get back home. And these cables are really interesting. I've never seen cables that have this type of design or styling. And the handle right here, interesting looking stuff, interesting looking hardware. But essentially the units themselves are fairly simple. They're the Alpitronics hyperchargers, which I think are one of the best units on the market, the most reliable, the most attractive, the ones with the best screens. You can even have them coded to give you full charging curves, like ENBV uses, a very popular charging network. And all of these chargers around, there's, again, it's only 6. This is really meant to be a sort of test showcase for future installations to come. All of these chargers are hooked into a 2.45 megawatt hour battery pack. And then the whole thing is fed only by a 200 kilowatt connection to the grid. And that means that they're not even taking the high voltage. It's a relatively low voltage connection that they're taking in from the grid. They call it a green connection. I don't know what makes it green, but I guess, not a huge load on the grid. There's 30 kilowatts of solar on the roof. And I can't show you that because we can't get up on the roof, at least today. But let's go inside. We'll talk a little bit more. And before we do that, you'll see over here are some scooters that customers can actually roll up and take. They're called tier scooters. I believe they have a little partnership of some kind with Audi where you can basically roll up in your car and scoot on into the city if you need to, which I think is a pretty good idea. And then this is actually the electric scooter battery swap station, which is on premises. So that one of the issues I guess Tier was having early on was the whole, how do you charge all the scooters out in the wild? And we've seen Lime and Bird take the approach of doing an Uber-like scenario where people can come pick them up in their gas-powered cars and charge them up, or some people use electric cars, but basically now they just use these battery swap stations, which is kind of cool. It's a showcase for mobility. You roll up in your big expensive electric car, plug it in, and then go into the city. Now, there is a code we need to look out for to get into the lounge because they're sort of protected to get in. So let's take a look. It says 1 active, boom. If I click this, oh, it says it's done, but I know the code. I think it's 2505 if I remember correctly. So this is done. I'm interested to see if it charges me idle fees. No one else is here, so I'm not too worried about leaving it in. You can see they're each numbered and they go green or red. I assume this is the reservation. If it's red, it means that this will pop up and you won't be able to go inside. So just a really cool design, by the way. These little dots and everything just looks great. Kind of out just in a field in the middle of nowhere. My understanding was that I think they had a flood in the parking lot recently, something like this. And forgive me for not having like a full camera person and everything. Everyone went home. I'm the last one in Europe right now, just filming up some last stories I wanted to get to, such as this one. Take a look at this wheelchair accessible situation. It's in the railing. It's got to be one of the most beautiful and elegant, situations to get in with a wheelchair access for disabled. That is really, really wonderful, and love this. Would love to see more like this because it doesn't look bad. It actually, I think, enhances the look. It's kind of cool. So walking up the staircase now, you can see if I look straight up, some of that solar panels on the roof, 2 different kinds of PV cells on this particular building. You have this with the clear glass that you can see through, and then the more traditional cells that you can't see through. All in all, again, 30 kilowatt peak. If we head up over here, I think it's a rotating code, but at least right now it's 2505. Hit this one, door unlocks. We open it up manually, not like that BK World one that did it automatically. If you guys remember the Supercharger Cube video. You join me here at the stand for the Audi booth. Between, I think, 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., there's someone here manned. And that is pretty cool. And if you come after hours, you have access to this entire front room. So you can purchase Red Bulls. Let's see, natural sparkling water. Glad you can get natural, non-sparkling. Some snacks. This looks pretty good. Everything looks way too healthy for me. You have coffee, nice. And that all looks pretty good. You have a picture of a man here. I think this is what they want Audi drivers to look like. I don't know. But then you have cooler stuff back here. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. Can't wait till we get more electric roadsters on the market. You guys know I own my electric smart roadster still, probably always will. And I thought this was kind of cool. This is like a green invention or process thing, a book by Audi, which is pretty nice. So if you come here after 7 p.m. and you drive an Audi or a Porsche, in your app, you actually get a second code that lets you into the lounge. Now, everyone is welcome to come and charge and use this area and this area when it's manned. But if you drive an Audi or a Porsche and you come after hours, then you can come in here, which is like this wonderful lounge working space. First off, great lights, cool chairs. They put power ports everywhere. That's what these are essentially. So you can plug into your Schuko plugs. Nice little seating area over this way. Great place to hang out. More cool artwork. Love this. And then you get over here to this screen, which we tried to reset. It's not working at the moment. Perhaps if it comes back online, I'll share this with you, but I thought it was interesting. For example, I'm plugged into number 5 with the Taycan, and it showed me state of charge, how long I've been there, my current kilowatt output, and one more thing, can't remember what else, but just all the general stuff you would need for charging, and it's all totally integrated into this whole thing. The current storage capacity, we actually just checked, is actually pretty much full. So there's about 2.4 megawatt hours of available battery capacity. By the way, speaking of the battery capacity in this building, they're not fresh batteries. They took them out of the e-tron 55 development vehicles. So like our e-tron at home, all of the pre-series models that they couldn't sell to customers, you know, when they were engineering the cars, they didn't just recycle the batteries. They literally took the modules and they put them in. So they took every module that had 92% health or higher and put them in here, which I think was almost all of them, which is cool. Current input of the PV system, I don't know what it is right now. Current input of the public network, this would be 0, of course, because I think the battery packs are pretty much full. And then this is how many cars they charged since today, I think, and then how many kilowatt hours they dumped into cars today as well. So just a really cool network solution. I should have been filming when I first came in because this was all working, and then I asked them to look something up and we bricked it. So my fault, sorry about that. And then here's another Audi driver looking very nice off into the distance. Don't know what she's looking at, but that's what Audi drivers do. They ponder. And some more promotional materials here. Just a cool place to come and work and hang out. When I first arrived, there was a gentleman who was just working and treated this like this was normal life. I was like, yeah, that works. That's kind of cool. Let's go outside. It's a beautiful day today, 75, maybe 80 degrees and sunny. Nice tables, power outlets everywhere. Just a great place to come and hang out. You get to look at some cool cars. Oh, you can see another e-tron must have just arrived and plugged in. Nice Sportback. And I prefer the full size, but that's okay. And then you can see the Audi Charging Hub right here. So a little bit of a quick tour on the outside, but what do you guys think of this? Super cool, isn't it? So there's your quick tour of the Audi Charging Hub here north of Munich, north of Ingolstadt. And I think it's a cool idea. The big, point of this is to show here's what Audi is thinking about charging. This is the experience they want their customers to have. These arms that come out of the chargers so that you don't have to reach the cables all the way around. All of these types of solutions, this reservation system. I personally don't like the idea of reserving a charger. I just think if there's a car there, charge it, throughput. That's my impression. Audi has a different one, or at least is experimenting with a different one. And I'm open to changing my opinion on charger reservations. I think they're using really good hardware with the Alpitronics. I think it's probably one of the best, sort of available off-the-shelf components today. I really like those units. We don't have them in the US yet, but I can't wait until we do get them. I think overall, using the used e-tron 55, just the normal full-size e-tron battery modules to power this whole place, super great idea, really cool. And you just come, plug in, charge up. By the way, if you do have to pay to charge, it's 31 cents a kilowatt hour, which is very similar to home electricity rates here. And I think that was kind of the point. Audi was like, we're just going to make this the same cost as home. Again, it's a trial. It's not meant to go everywhere. But I have already, I think, alluded that there's going to be more Audi charging hubs, maybe not in this exact form, in different parts all over Europe. I think Zurich is getting one, perhaps one in Austria, and maybe we'll cover those when those come online. But overall, plenty more to come from Audi charging. And what a cool experience it was to come here. Of course, the Taycan charges so fast, same as e-tron GT, same battery pack. And man, I got in, asked a couple questions, and it's done before I even filmed the video or got done filming the video. So yeah, can't thank you guys enough for watching another out of spec reviews video. And yeah, more Euro stuff to come. See you on another one soon. Bye-bye. And actually, as I'm heading out, a whole bunch of Audis rolled up. And so, yeah, pretty cool. They're really using it. And yeah, some of them, I think like that's a company car, but this one's privately owned. Pretty cool just to see this thing being used. You can see it's just kind of in this industrial area in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.